On the show today, we're asking, what's the real verdict on the president's renewed hope agenda? Is it delivering progress, or does it still have a lot to prove? My guest is the national chairman of the Integrity Group of Nigeria, Dr. Idawene. We'll also talk about his political journey from the PDP to the APC, the battles inside Delta politics, and his upcoming summit pushing continuity for 2027. Dr. Idawene, welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Oh, thank you so much. Good evening for having me. God bless you for having me.
All right, let's begin with this latest development. Your new party, the APC, is saying that the Canadian court never declared it a terrorist organization and that reports suggesting so are false. What do you make of how quickly this narrative spread at home and abroad, and what it means for Nigeria's democratic reputation in the international space?
Yes, that verdict is laughable. It is a verdict of those that are enemies of Nigeria. Because the true people who are from Nigeria knows that that verdict is an aberration and is not meant to be. First and foremost, you have to be joining a case for a judgment to be passed upon you. Right now, our party APC was not part of that case, let alone casting that aspersion or judgment on us. So I want to tell you this evening that that judgment has no impact in the Nigerian system, because only this morning, the same international economists said that for the first time in 10 decades, the Nigerian economy has grown 3.4 GDP. That tells you we are doing well. So the judgment is a fallacy, lies from the pit of hell, and it has no stand or stain in Nigerian system, nor in Nigerian image. I hear you. To say today that in the League of Nations, Nigeria is getting better day by day for the past 2 years. And that's where we stand.
Well, we now know that the court's finding was actually on subversion, and according to your party, was directed at the PDP. But the fact that the Nigerian political party could be described in such terms in a foreign court judgment raises bigger questions, points to perhaps a deeper problem with how our elections are perceived globally and exactly what our parties need to do to change the perception. But let's talk about you. I remember some 6 months ago, you were defending the PDP on national TV, saying that it remains united, and you were played down on the news of defection. But now you've crossed over to the APC alongside what seems the entire PDP structure in Delta. What changed?
What changed is that a leader sees a bigger picture, a better picture, and a greater future. My leader, the governor of Delta State, gave us a better picture and a bigger picture, and we have moved. When you are the branch of a tree and the leaf of a tree, you go wherever the tree falls to, that is where you go to. And when the wind is blowing, and the wind blows to a better comfort zone, and you move. And our governor gave us a lead, and we followed. We did not decamp. There was a movement, and there is a movement, and we are more comfortable where we are, and we are glad with it.
It's interesting how you politicians...
Remember, one thing constant in life.
Yes. Go ahead, Dr. Idawene.
One thing constant in life is change. And every day we are in his life school on art. We learn every day. We see things from their perspective every day. When we saw that the president reforms are indeed better and taking Nigeria greater, we have no other choice. When leaders said move, this is where we are going to for so reason. And we said no, we need to stand with Nigerian economy. We need to stand with Nigerian government. We need to support what the president is doing. And that's why the movement in Delta did what we did. And we are glad we did. We are happy why we did that.
I'm sure you will agree that the implication of this is that many Nigerians, think lightly of politicians as individuals who do not really have integrity, because 1 minute they are saying one thing, the other minutes they have changed their minds. The PDP at the time was speaking ill of this government, and I can show you, all you need to do is Google it and find out the criticisms that your party in Delta had for this administration. That has changed now. But my question really is, has joining the ruling party been worth it so far? Or have you run into some of the internal tensions we've been hearing about, like the reported friction between the senator and the governor over the push for Anioma State?
Can you repeat that question? Did it clear?
I'm asking if joining the APC has been worth it so far. We hear that there are internal wranglings. You know, an example is a reported friction between a senator and the governor over the push for a new state.
No, there is no wrangling between my governor and the senator. We are better off joining the APC. We have had Renewed Hope Initiative programs in Delta, where the farmers were empowered, where the market women were empowered, where students are empowered, where the artisans are empowered in Delta State. We are in the national touch now, and we are doing better than before. And I'm able to tell you today that there is no wrangling between the governor and the senator. We are in the same party now, and we are doing well together, and that is it.
There are concerns, though, about how the APC in Delta intends to manage all these different interests without losing focus, because it's about, looks like birds of strange feathers who just a few months ago could not see eye to eye. They had their individual political ambitions, but now they are together in the same party. How do you see that play out ahead of 2027?
It shows you how dynamic life is. What is important now is the progress of Delta State and not individual differences. We're focused in Delta. The party chairman, Elder Sobotio Meni, is doing well to manage the party, and the governor is a leader of all. He does not discriminate. He does not segregate. So in 2027, we are facing governance now, and when the election time comes, our nation will take care of itself. But as it is, Delta is at peace. The party is one. There have been series of meetings in Delta, LGA by LGA, district by district, where endorsement has been given to the governor, the president. And as we move on, we're marching on so that at the end of the day, Delta will remain what it is for us to have a greater and bigger Delta State and also support the good reforms of the president of the country. And that's what we stand for. That is what we represent. We are not antagonistic by nature in Delta. We are one big happy family.
Let's take a short break, and then we'll turn our attention to the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President of the APC, which is now your new party. Stay with us, everyone. Dr. Idawene is the national chairman of the Integrity Group. He joins me now for developments within the APC and how Nigerians perceive the performance of this administration in the past 2 years. Thank you for staying the course on the show. Dr. Konjo-Iweala yesterday praised the president's economic reforms, but she also warned that without social safety nets, poor Nigerians will keep struggling. Do you agree with that?
As it is, you know, she is not based with us here permanently. She said she said give the president credits for stabilizing the economy. Now it is the growth for social security of the people, programs to help the people, to cushion the effect of the reforms president has done and is still doing. Now, I want to agree that we need the process of growth, but permits me to use a local illustration in the sense that the president met, if you go to the markets and you go to a tomato seller, fresh tomato seller, the tomatoes, the fresh ones will be on top. The mutilated ones will be downstairs. They have basically smelling odor. Now, you buy those bad ones. The president has inherited an economy that is that shape. And when you want to use such tomatoes, you boil them. When boiling them, you have an offensive odor for you to get the refresher to make your stew. At that point in time, you have an offensive odor. The offensive odor is what the president has cooked. He is boiling to sieve away the good tomatoes for us to have a fresh stew in Nigeria. So I want to say that at this point, the president has stabilized the economy, and the growth is what we're having. The social scheme is doing, the Renewed Hope Initiative scheme, the Youth Corps scheme, the NEFORT scheme, the agricultural scheme, all are part of what Dr. Konjo-Iweala, our mother, has said. And the president has gone ahead to do what he's doing. So it's going forward. I've always said that After studying the reforms of this president, he came prepared, and in so doing, in the next 1 year, we will all shout Uhuru, that we have indeed a president who means well for the country.
There are concerns about how effective these safety nets have been. Just recently, certain retirees in Lagos protested that the 32,000 naira promised them since 2023 hasn't even gotten to them. In the past, we've seen schemes like cash support, trader money and what have you, that became quite controversial and became what many believe a pipe bomb of corruption. Have you sat down as a party member and as a lover of Nigeria to really critique this safety nets, and precisely what do you think government should be doing right now?
I didn't get you clearly in the last question. The first question, please.
I'm asking.
The first phrase.
I'm asking if, as a lover of Nigeria and a party member, you have really sat to critique the safety net as it is currently constituted by this government. What do you think is wrong with it, and what should government be putting in place?
The safety net.
Exactly. I mean, you have talked about certain tools that this government has employed to reach out to the poor.
Yes.
I'm asking, have you been able to critique it to see what is wrong with it? I mentioned that certain retirees in Lagos recently protested that the monies promised them as part of this safety net did not get to them in the past 2 years.
At that point, the economic policies of this man, of our president, when you talk about going down the social scheme, going down to the poor, to the needy, to the less privileged, in my state, for example, in my ward, people have benefited from the Renewed Hope Initiative scheme. I have seen them, my relatives, our followers, way back in Olomoro, in Isoko South, where I come from, they benefited. The president just launched the world scheme recently, and people are benefiting. So the protests in Lagos could be specific to Lagos. I can't speak for that. But what I'm telling you now is that in Delta State, where I come from, and in the other states that I've seen, I can know about, they are having these schemes touching the people directly. My own friend in Port Harcourt told me that, look, thank Mr. President for me, because right now I don't pay school fee anymore. My son has access to the student school loan, so the student school scheme loan. So what am I trying to tell you that is that people will know. Before now, what you hear is that there's a scheme in Nigeria. We don't see the people that benefit from it. But this time around, the president, the Renewed Hope Initiative, the Renewed Hope agenda is touching the lives of the common man in Delta State by his grace. And through the effort of the more agenda in Delta, we're also getting a good vibe of it. And that's where we are. So
I hear that you're hosting a summit to showcase the achievements of the Renewed Hope agenda. You know, some will ask that if government's work speaks for itself, why is such a PR push necessary?
Okay, thank you for this question. You see, there are people around the streets of Nigeria now that are talking to gullible Nigerians. Lies cannot stand the test of time. There are lies that this government is improvising us, and it's not true. So what we are gathering for on this summit is to tell the world that the government has done well in the past 2 years plus, and is still doing well, and it will do better. For instance, they criticize the government of the fuel subsidy removal. It is the best thing that has happened to the Nigerian economy since 1999 till date. So how come a sane Nigeria will criticize such a policy? Yes, the excruciating pains initially, we felt them. But right now, like I make bold to say always, that the fuel price will keep coming down by the way we're saying it because of the economic policy of what the man is doing. He came prepared. So the issue of lies that when they come to power or when the government is improvising, it's not true. So what we're gathering the common Nigerians, the like minds, to tell the world that, look, we have a president who means well for the country, that it should allow the Renewed Hope agenda true continuity for us to have a stable economy, for us to have economic growth. The 3.4 we've gotten now, by next year it could be 5 points. And before you know, it will become 10 points of our GDP. So we cannot change a winning team. You don't change a winning team. You allow it to grow, to win more for you. And the president team, the Renewed Hope agenda means well for the country, and we should encourage that. So the gathering is to tell Nigerians that, look, we love the man, we're standing by him, we see what he's doing, and together we can, and together we move. So to this end, we're saying that what the man has done is done well, and it's going to get better.
Beyond the removal of fuel subsidy and the economic benefits you think it has brought, what specific achievements do you think the public isn't given enough credit for?
Public is not given enough credit that the IMF loans we owed has been paid. They're not giving enough credit that the students now have access to loans. The youth corpers cannot borrow money cannot get money from the federal government for skills acquisition. The electricity is getting better. Agriculture is getting better. The bag of rice now is going to 75,000 naira against 140,000 before. We also have other schemes. The health sector is being stabilized. And we must show appreciation to a government that is working. Infrastructure development is ongoing. We're not having roads that are concrete-based before you make the tar road that are will last longer than ever before. So why not encourage a man? Like I said, do you win a winning team? Do you change a winning team? We don't change a winning team. The man has done well. We should look out for what he has done. Let us appreciate him so that he can do more. For the very first time in the history of Nigeria, a president can make bold to say in the public, say the governors should water the common man in the world, meaning there is enough water to water the common man in the world. And there's enough water in Delta, and our governor is doing also in Delta to water people in Delta State. So every governor should sit up to also water his people. A president that can say that means that he knows what he's doing. Check your records. Who has said that before? So what am I trying to tell you? The president
Dr. Idawene, I'm wondering how you respond to individuals who think that what this administration needs is not a pat on the back, but a picture of where the shoe pinches most Nigerians, who feel the weight of the policies and the economic decisions that have been made, such that it would ginger them to do more. How do you react to that school of thought? Because there's a way you can, just a minute, doctor, there's a way you can make a man feel, yes, the point I'm making is that there's a way you can make a man feel like he has done really well, and he relaxes and say, you know what, we're doing well. Why should we do more? They say what perhaps the president needs right now is to show him what is not working so that he can be conscious of the time, that time is running out and he really needs to do more. Yes.
The summit we're having will showcase what has been done, what is doing now, and what can be done. Are you there? So that school of thought, and let me tell you, you don't also criticize. Constructive criticism is better than destructive criticism. Well, what we are saying is that if we are telling the president to improve on A, B, C, D, we don't need to come to the press to do that. That is challenging your leader in the public. It is not right. You don't do that. What we need to do is look in the process of having our summit. There's a compendium we have now that we're going to showcase to the world what we have written out that will be passed out to the president for a better leadership tomorrow. But I give him kudos. We give him credit. He's done well. He's going to do better. Our suggestion will also be looked into. So that's what I'm saying. But
all right.
To some people, no matter how well you do, they will never see the good in what you are doing because naturally they dislike you. But this president does not need that. What he needs is encouragement. And that's exactly what we're doing. We have to go now, but I'm just curious. Will your summit include voices from ordinary Nigerians, especially those who still feel the pinch of these reforms? Or will it just be party faithful celebrating? No, the summit involves the common man, common woman in the streets of Nigerians. We're expecting delegates from 36 states and FCT. And we're going to have a mixed breed of the government personnel, the technocrats, the business world, the common man, the farmers, the teachers, and what have you. There will be a board on the summit. So to this end, we're calling on them to come so that we can showcase and talk about Nigeria can get forward and submit our also suggestions to our father, the president, for us to also support him to get better. And that's what the summit stands for. It's not a jamboree. It is a way forward for Nigeria. Aligning the renewed hope agenda through continuity. That's what we stand for. Good place to leave it. National president of the national chairman, rather, of the Integrity Group of Nigeria, Dr. Idawene. Thank you so much.
for joining us on the program.
God
this
bless you
evening.
for having me.
Glad to have you come. That's our show today, everyone. Remember, you can watch it again at midnight and 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Ogutoye. You have a lovely weekend.